The stars don't blink. They stare, cold, unfeeling, endless. Sunita Williams knew that better than most. She'd spent months up there, floating in the International Space Station, her world reduced to metal walls and the infinite black beyond. In Part 1, we pulled the first thread, a 47-minute blackout, a whispered warning, it's out there, watching us, and a woman who came back different. NASA called it routine. They lied. The deeper we dig, the louder the echoes grow, echoes of something that shouldn't be there, something that latched onto her in the void. This isn't about space anymore. It's about what hides in it. Welcome to Part 2. Let's rewind to December 19, 2006. Sunita was outside the ISS, suited up, tethered to the hull. Her task was simple: inspect the solar arrays, check for wear, routine stuff. The cameras went dark at 3:17 Universal Time Coordinated. For 47 minutes, she was alone, really alone. The leaked audio gave us a glimpse, her voice, strained, panicked, cutting through static. It's out there. But what's it? NASA scrubbed the official logs, but scraps remain, buried in technician notes, overlooked comms chatter, and one chilling detail from her suit's telemetry. Her heart rate spiked to 180 beats per minute during that blackout. Not exertion, fear. Raw, primal fear. Something happened out there, and it wasn't a loose bolt. The gamma-ray burst we mentioned last time? It's the key. That brief, intense spike hit the station right in that window, December 19, 3:19 Universal Time Coordinated. NASA labeled it, unexplained, a cosmic hiccup. But gamma rays don't just flare like that, not without a source. Solar activity was flat. No pulsars nearby were active. The burst came from close, meters, maybe less. Picture it, Sunita drifting in the dark, the station's lights flickering, and then, a pulse. A wave of energy washing over her, through her. Her suit's radiation sensors blipped, but the data cuts off. Redacted. Someone didn't want us to know what it registered. Back inside, she didn't log it. Not a word. Her next entry, hours later, reads like a robot wrote it: maintenance complete. All systems nominal. But her vitals tell a different story: elevated adrenaline, cortisol through the roof. She didn't sleep that night. The ISS sleep pods have motion sensors, and hers show her tossing, turning, awake for 14 hours straight. Her crewmates, Thomas Ryder and Mikhail Tyurin, noticed. In a rare unscripted interview years later, Ryder let slip, she kept looking out the window. Kept saying she saw something move. NASA cut that feed fast. Too late. The seed was planted. Then there's the station itself. After Sunita's return, engineers found more than just those scratches on the outer panel. A sensor array, tiny cameras meant to track debris, had been rewired. Not broken, not fried, rewired. Wires crossed, circuits flipped, like someone, or something, wanted it blind. The damage traced back to her maintenance zone. No one else went out there. The report blames microgravity drift, tools bumping around. But tools don't rewire circuits. Hands do. Or something like hands. Sunita's gloves were pristine when she got back, no tears, no marks. So what touched that array? The psychological toll was mounting. By late December, her comms grew erratic. Short bursts, clipped sentences. Shadows on the glass, she muttered once, off mic, caught by a backup recorder. Mission control pressed her, fatigue, they assumed. She stopped responding to those prompts. Her crewmates started sleeping in shifts, unofficially. Tyurin's personal journal, smuggled out years later, mentions tension in the air and Sunita pacing at night. He wrote about a sound, a low hum, barely audible, coming from the walls. Not machinery. Not the station's hum. something else. They couldn't trace it. It stopped when she left. Earth wasn't the end of it. When Sunita landed in Kazakhstan, the cracks widened. The Soyuz capsule had anomalies, faint burn marks on the hull, irregular, like something grazed it on re-entry. Not atmospheric friction, too precise, too shallow. The recovery team logged it as cosmetic, but photos show a pattern, 3 thin lines, parallel, etched into the metal. Like claw marks. Inside, her suit was off, oxygen levels normal, but the visor had a smudge. Not dirt, not grease, a faint, oily film, iridescent under light. Tests came back inconclusive. NASA sealed it away, labeled it contaminant. From where? The void doesn't leave fingerprints. Her debriefings were a wall of silence. Standard procedure turned into something else, closed doors, extra personnel, sessions stretching hours. A leaked memo from a flight surgeon mentions cognitive dissonance and visual disturbances. She described shapes, dark, fluid, hovering just beyond her sight. Not hallucinations, too consistent, too specific. She sketched one once, on a napkin during a break. It's out there online if you look, a jagged form, long limbs, no face. The surgeon burned it. Or tried to. Someone kept a copy. By 2008, she was fading from public view. NASA reassigned her, kept her grounded. But the signs lingered. Neighbors in Houston reported her standing in her yard at night, staring up, hours at a time, barefoot in the grass. A local cop filed a report after finding her on a back road, disoriented, muttering about eyes in the dark. Her family closed ranks, stopped talking. Friends said she'd call at odd hours, whispering about a hum, like the one from the station, following her. Was it in her head? Or was it real? The ISS logs from her mission were scrubbed harder after that. A 2010 audit found missing data, entire days gone, replaced with boilerplate entries. Someone wanted the slate clean. But the universe doesn't forget. In 2012, a radio telescope in Australia picked up a signal, a faint, repeating pulse, gamma-like, from low Earth orbit. It matched the burst from '06. Not a satellite, not a star, something moving, erratic. Scientists called it noise. Conspiracy circles called it a beacon. Whatever it was still up there. This is where the story twists. Sunita didn't just see something, she brought it back. Or it followed her. The scratches, the hum, the shadows, they're pieces of a puzzle NASA won't touch. Part 1 showed us the cracks. Now they're gaping. What clung to her in that 47-minute void? What rewired the station, marked the capsule, haunted her dreams? We're not done. Part 3 is coming, and it's going to rip this wide open. The truth isn't just out there, it's here, watching. What do you think she saw? Drop it below, subscribe, stay with us. The abyss is calling.